TRUF. Truth.
He's the mirage in the rear view glass.
It's Ray from Dallas.
Was he here? Was he there? Was he ever mine?
Ray from Dallas?
Just a trick played by time.
This dude is savage as fuck.
Or just a dream?
What up, Ray from Dallas?
Ray from Dallas, tell me true.
He's fun.
Hi, Ray.
This appears to be a black man.
Ray from Dallas.
Let's take this walk.
Is he real or just a dream? Falling stars or a laser beam? Ray from Dallas, tell me true. Are you the myth or the man I knew?
This dude is
Savage as fuck.
I'm the champion, feel the rush, the crowd goes wild.
Obviously, obviously, yeah, obviously. Obviously, yeah, obviously. Tell them, obviously. I know these niggas don't want me to win, but I'm sorry, G. I know they thought I wouldn't come back and pose on them hoes, but nigga, it's time to eat. I got a vendetta. Any one of you niggas, I been better. Got them gritting they teeth without gritting at them. Took a second away from the table, it's time to feast. Heard they was mumbling, talking up under their breath. That nigga a hoe, he soft. That nigga lame. That nigga bitch, he puss. I stood on business, that's law. I had them running that boots and tucking they tail and scared to put me on a song. I had them cuffing they bitch and thinking I hit. Shit, what you on? Couple years off, and I'm back in this motherfucker, nigga. Do somebody, then fuck your recognition. You don't like I'm spitting, nigga, better shoot somebody. The game and full of clowns, I don't believe you sucker niggas. Better leave me be okay. Niggas better watch their speech, okay. You better than me, no way, Jose. I could be cutthroat and I'm all out, but I let them get paid for a minute. Let them look gang for a minute, but really they hate cause I never look lame for an image. Never be fake, I'm a realist, I'm solid. I went out and got it, I promise I'm with it. Want me to switch up and get soft on so you can make it, I promise I get it. I know some secrets I never tell, but most of you rap niggas got bitch ways. Quick to tell on you, get jammed down, couldn't sit down 5-6 days. Put him and him in a crossway, but a gang member on display. That's the same nigga with an AK on the block yelling out gunplay. That's the same nigga with a trap house and he been through it so he no pain. Look in the face of a realer, lost come questioning me on no names. Bitch, I really come from the trenches, Kathleen crash out like road rage. Be done snapped out and got life in the pen cause most of you niggas got hoe ways. Man, see, most of these niggas got hoe ways. A lot of niggas be out here faking and fucking on these motherfucking tracks, talking that gangster shit. You too young to be done been through something, young nigga. You too young to be done been through something, nigga. Don't tell me about what you done been through, nigga. You ain't never stood over nothing. Nigga, you don't have nightmares at night, nigga. This shit sound good on the track. Now you got the other niggas out here crashing out cause they think you been through it and they favorite rapper. Sit down somewhere, nigga. That shit lame as fuck, boy. You niggas really done piss me off. See, I see you nigga really done piss me off. See, I won't fuck with none of you pussy ass rap niggas. Fuck you niggas. You niggas see me all the time, nigga. Hit me in my mouth, nigga. Pussy nigga.
Man, shout out to everybody on here from that 214. To across the states. To across the pond. Salute. You and I rocking with your guy OFD, aka Ray from Dallas. And I say welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the building. Shout out to Donovan. Shout out to Slovo in the building. Right? Salute, salute, salute. I want to tell y'all, I appreciate everybody on here so much, right? Who show up and watch these videos. That means everything to me. You know, I just really appreciate that from the bottom of my heart, right? And I want y'all to know that, right? And like I said, I just ask y'all please like, share, and if you ain't subscribed, please subscribe. If you want to donate, you see up at the top, it's scrolling across the screen if you can. But the main thing, if you could like, share, subscribe, man, that means everything. And y'all know I'm rocking with y'all, right? So I got to turn up for y'all because y'all the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Man, hold up, man. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all to death. Right, with everything in me. I appreciate y'all. For real, for real. Right? Today, you know, Karmelo Anthony, defense versus Austin Metcalf, prosecution. Truth, the truth matters more than race. Let's take this walk. Let's take this walk. Let's take this walk. This is a case that's in my neck of the woods here in Frisco, Texas. Real close, and it's in McKinney. That's where everything happening at in McKinney, right? So it's close. It's urban, right? And I must address it. Now, before I say anything else, I want everybody listening to hear me clearly, all right? Austin Metcalf was a human being. Karmelo Anthony is a human being. And somewhere in this story, people have forgotten it. They've forgotten that behind every headline, behind every viral post, behind every argument on social media, there are real families living a nightmare they can't wake up from. A mother lost her son. A father lost his son. A brother lost his brother. Friends lost someone they loved. And another family is sitting in fear with uncertainty and anxiety as they watch the justice system determine the future of their child. Oh yeah. Shout out to Honey Brow. Shout out to TM3 in the bill. Shout out to the Beautiful Classics. Shout out to all of y'all. I love y'all to death. Y'all gotta know that. That's reality. That's the human cost. And that's why this case is too serious for people to turn it into a racial battlefield, right? Because obviously, look on here. You have a white young man, you have a black young man. It's clearly people are dividing. This is going to be racial, but we don't need to do that. And let me explain. The reason why I say this is because the second race becomes more important than facts. Justice dies. I don't care if the victim is black, white, Hispanic, Asian, rich, poor, popular, unpopular, Democrat, Republican, Christian, atheist. It doesn't matter. The law is supposed to see facts. The law is supposed to see evidence. The law is supposed to see truth. Nothing else. What scares me is how many people have already decided what happened without ever stepping foot inside the courtroom. Some people have already declared guilt because of race. Others have already declared innocence because of race. Neither side is seeking justice. They're seeking confirmation of what they already want to believe. And that's dangerous. Because I want to say this, ladies and gentlemen. If race determines innocence, then evidence doesn't matter. And if evidence doesn't matter, then none of us should believe in justice at all. Think about it. What kind of country do we become when skin color is viewed as stronger evidence than actual evidence? Let me say that again. What kind of country do we become when skin color is viewed as stronger evidence than actual evidence, right? What kind of society do we become when people pick a side before hearing testimony? What kind of justice system survives when facts take a backseat to emotions and narratives? The answer is simple. It doesn't survive. Justice collapses. Truth collapses. Fairness collapses. And everybody loses. Right? Austin Metcalf family deserves more than political talking points. They had a son that's gone and they'll never see him again. Right? They deserve more than people using their pain to push an agenda. That young white gentleman right there who got killed, his family deserved that. They deserve the truth. No matter where that truth leads. And Karmelo Anthony deserves the same standard every defendant deserves. No special treatment, no harsher treatment, the same standard. The evidence, the facts, the law, nothing more, nothing less. Shout out to Becky Ghetto in the building. Love you to death, sweetheart. I'm sorry if I didn't say your name. I'm sorry, Becky. Love you to death. I apologize. Because that's what real justice looks like. You know what's heartbreaking, ladies and gentlemen? A lot of people aren't even talking about Austin anymore. They're talking about race. They're talking about politics. They're talking about culture wars. Meanwhile, a 17-year-old young man is dead. Gone forever. His future is gone. His dreams and ambitions is gone. His opportunities are gone. Austin Metcalf, his family carries that pain every single day. Remember that. And that's what should break everybody around the world heart. Not the arguments, not the bullshit hashtags, not the bullshit outrage, the loss, the human loss of Austin Metcalf family losing him at such a young age. Let's talk about reality. And y'all know what I say about reality, right? It's a motherfucker. The reality that a young life ended and two families were changed forever in a matter of moments. That should be what keeps us grounded to the fullest of the degree. Because, ladies and gentlemen, because when we lose sight of the human tragedy that occurred, we become spectators instead of people. We become consumers of pain instead of witnesses to it. Right? This isn't entertainment. This isn't a movie. This isn't a TV show. Ladies and gentlemen, this is real life. And real life has consequences and repercussions. The hardest truth, ladies and gentlemen, in this entire case is that there are no winners. None. Not a Titi, Nathaniel. If you think a guilty verdict brings a family complete peace, you're wrong. Because that family will never see Metcalf again. Because you know what? It doesn't bring Austin back. That guilty verdict is just a guilty verdict. If you think an acquittal magically will erase the pain and controversy surrounding this case, you're absolutely 100% wrong. I mean that. The scars remain. The damage remains. The grief remains. I mean, everybody involved carries something from this forever. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why the loudest voices shouldn't be the ones screaming about race. Them loud voices should be the ones demanding facts, evidence, truth. Because, ladies and gentlemen, truth doesn't care about race. Truth doesn't care about politics or social media trends. The truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, it stands alone. And in this case, this serious truth is all that matters, ladies and gentlemen. And at the end of the day, I don't want a verdict based on pressure. I don't want a verdict based on fear, based on public opinion, right? I want a verdict based on facts. Because one family deserves answers. Another family deserves fairness. Ladies and gentlemen, the only way both of those things can exist at the same damn time in my future voice is through the truth. I don't know if y'all know how I say truth, but that's T-R-U-F, truth, right? not race, not emotions, not agendas, the truth. Because that's what justice demands. And ladies and gentlemen, every one of us, right? We should be demanding that too. Like I stated, Karmelo Anthony's defense, Austin Metcalf prosecution. Karmelo Anthony's defense versus Austin Metcalf prosecution. The truth matters more than race. Let's take this walk. But before we take this walk, y'all, pretty please hit that like, share, and subscribe. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
TRUF. Truth.
He's the mirage in the rear view glass.
It's Ray from Dallas.
Let slip past. Was he here? Was he there? Was he ever mine?
Ray from Dallas?
Just a trick played by time.
This dude is savage as
Is he
fuck.
real or just a dream?
Ray from Dallas?
Or a laser beam? Ray from Dallas, tell me true. Are you the
He's
myth
fun.
or the man I knew?
Hi, Ray.
This appears to be a black man.
Ray from Dallas.
Let's take this walk.
Is he real or just a dream? Falling stars or a laser beam? Ray from Dallas, tell me true. Are you the myth or the man I knew?
This dude is
Savage as fuck.
Shout out to the beautiful Sharon. Love you too. And I appreciate you. Oh, she sent a Sunday. Hold up. Let me turn it for you, sweetheart. Oh, that's very much appreciated. I'm glad. Yeah, I know you're in the bed. I know you're finna sleep. But listen while you can before you close your eyes. And thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And before I get started, right, I want to shout out to Bugs, right, and Keith, right? I got a chance to go over there, like, the finals was done. I had a chance to go, rock with them over there. Man, I had the most amazing time ever. Man, and when it comes to Free Richard Allen, oh my. It was clear cut, no debating over there what that's about. And I loved every second of it. When I tell you, man, that show was extraordinary. It was extraordinary. Shout out to everybody that was in the chat. Shout out to the host, Bugs and Keith. And y'all did a superb job. And it was a blessing to be over there tonight. And I appreciate, the great treatment. And being over there, it was wonderful and amazing. Thank y'all so much. And like I stated, we on that Free Richard Allen train, and that ain't going nowhere, right? But on there tonight, right, I just had a chance to just hear people like who done been into this case, in Richard Allen case, and man, they spoke it so well, and I understood a lot of it as me going through this case. Not everything, but I understood a lot of it, and that's on the strength of them, because they did great. Shout out to the beautiful Classic, right? Shout out to Skin, everybody who was over there. Right, I just want to say shout out to all y'all. Shout out to the beautiful classic, right? Who you know, is the truth. She just helped me out so much with this Richard Allen, because she's the one who had me understanding, because you got to go through it to get to it. And her patience, right? It was just unwavering. And thank you so much for being patient and you know, me asking 1,000 questions, and you happily, because she down for this movement and free Richard Allen. She didn't budge. Anything I asked. Shout out to Mark Mills in the building. Shout out to the Nefarious in the building. Salute. We must unite in the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I believe I'm with that wholeheartedly. Shout out to the beautiful, pretty Cookie in the building. The amazing, the talented. Oh, and we got to take a walk through with pretty Cookie today, man. Hold up in her new studio in her nice little RV. She finna sit shop at big old nice motherfucker, right? And my crazy, because I see her go live, so I'm trying to hurry up to get off live. But listen, crazy shit. I am a boomer of all boomers. Y'all got to go back and listen to the last like 36, 39 minutes. Man, I say, y'all, I'm finna play Boo Boo Curtis. Y'all can go to people, because I got the link here. Y'all hit the link, y'all can go, but I'm finna listen to Boo Boo Curtis. Don't meet me there, beat me there, right? So, you know, I automatically go on my phone, because I'm still listening to Boo Boo Curtis on my computer, right? And shout out to the beautiful Sarah. She stated I could hear her, but I didn't take notice of it. She said she could hear Blue Blue Curtis and Pretty Kooky. And I didn't take notice of that. Man, my boomer ass. Boy, hey, look, the last 30-some minutes was all Pretty Kooky. And the one part I was laughing at, man, I gotta go see what Akasha said. Some funny shit had me dead. Dead. All right, you gotta go, fam. You gotta go. We're gonna put you in time, man. Hope you get your shit together, man. Don't you ever come out here disrespecting my channel like that. TM, what's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you, man? Be better than that. To the beautiful of the Mary B. Dead Earl. Hold up. She's in the building. Oh, yeah. I was watching Mary B., May, all the hippie chick, and who else? Scarlett. Shout out to all them beautiful ladies. They up there in Tennessee. Tennessee. Hello, let's yours. It's Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. Hold up. Shout out to the OG. Repping that hometown up in Tennessee. You know, I mean, he ain't from Tennessee. You know, the OG from Miami, you know. He from Miami, real Miami, but, you know, he up there in Tennessee. OG in Tennessee, you know, the king of Tennessee. You understand me? Real talk. So, I don't run from stuff. I run to it, right? And I knew this case was coming up, and I've been mentioning it, right? Yeah, our queens are in Tennessee. Took that road trip. They talked about how they were supposed to be there at 9:45. They had to stop and get that cheeseburger. And they said that cheeseburger was absolutely delicious. And names. I would have stopped and got me a T-burger too. Shit. Can't trick me. Well, shout out to them. Shout out to the baker, the broken baker up there in Tennessee. Him and his compadre. I seen the picture of them with him, the GOAT, and his compadre. I don't know. I think that was his compadre. Or because it looked like it was his compadre, though. His man's, that's what we say. His homie that was with him. And we seen the OG in the middle, you understand me? Boy, I be talking, Broken Baker look like he about 6'2". Got a nice little size on him, but they must not playing with Broken Baker. But we know internet is internet. Yeah, Donald, yeah. So, that was the expert? Okay, shout out to the expert. Y'all know how we rocking with Baker. Shout out to the Broken Baker too, man. I watched his live this morning. Head on that USA cap, down here, just showing love. Like, you got to get Cuz his respect. He came all the way down here to show up for his fan base because he got a huge fan base. And he got people who rock with him and who love him, right? And he got a lot of stuff going on where he at, but as much as he loved his fan base, he took out the time, right, to come down here, man. I promise y'all, if I wouldn't have had that fight last week, I would have been in Tennessee. If it was, I would have came up to Tennessee. On my mama's and them's. But y'all know I'm a little extra. Shout out to everybody who been watching the Richard Free Ricky coverage, right? And that's what we're gonna continue to do. But tonight, I was listening to Bugs and Keith, right? Oh man, they were sensational. Sensational. The chat was outstanding. Right? Man, I laughed so hard tonight. My stomach was hurt and I was crying in them. Shout out to other Mary Beach there that she said, or Valhalla with the bird and tattoos. Oh, yeah. Hey, real talk. So, yeah, man, that was great. Seeing Broken Baker, seeing the GOAT, seeing Jesse Machado, stopped in to Moon's New Live with Pretty Cookie this morning. Was Mary B. All right, so today was a good day. Shout out to the beautiful Nikki Pooh Bagardino. Hello, beautiful. Right? So, as you see the thumbnail, defense versus prosecution. Austin Metcalf, prosecution. God rest his soul, Karmelo Anthony, defense. The truth matters. More than race. No winners, only justice. Facts over feelings. Let's take this walk. Cause this ain't about. I don't look at cases about race. Man, when I was younger, right? Younger, you gonna be on your side. Younger, you gonna be like that because you ill-informed and you don't understand that it's about justice and not just because you young and you just rooting for your side to win. When I was younger, I could admit to that, right? But as I got older, things changed because it's all about justice. Remember, facts over feelings. It's not about a white man versus a black man. It's not. But y'all need to understand, and we're going to play Villain Politician. He was excellent tonight, right? Because he's going to be able to break it down, because he the truth. He the president of this shit, cuz as cold as they come, right? Because it is tension. It is going to be about race, y'all. It is. Not for everybody, but for a lot of people. Because this case is going to be huge. And you know why? It's going to be more racial. Because in this one particular case, besides Richard Allison had cameras in his courtroom, but Judge Gunn shit wouldn't allow it. Penguin Face was, on some BS, right? But in this case, man, I hoped and I wished, right, that it was going to be on TV. But I get it, right? I get it. Shout out to Baker's favorite suitcase in the building. Man, Broken Baker, man, he down here turning up. Oh, boy, he had me laughing so hard this morning. Boy, cuz, boy, Broken Baker is funny. Cuz, he went to Twin Peaks. Not last night, but the night before, because he did the live. He's like, it ain't what he thought it was. That was in that part. Broken Baker, you come to Dallas, trust me, I'll take you to Twin Peaks and I'll show you how we coming there. Because we got multiple. I don't know if they got multiple. Oh, I was crying this morning. He said, boy, who else seen that? I know y'all seen that with me. Oh my God, I know y'all seen that with me. Broken Baker said, because that didn't look like he was a master. And I get it though. It's just like when I think I stayed in Wrangler, Pennsylvania. Cause I think it started with a W. I think it was Wrangler, Pennsylvania, right? Because we was covering a fight in Ohio. It was about a year or two ago. About 2 years, two and a half years ago. It was for a Don King production. And got a hotel in Wrangler, Pennsylvania. That's the first time I ever seen what's they called? What's the people called who make their own food and build their own houses and clothes and everything. They make so much money, but they live. What are they called, child? Amish. Hey, Donovan. I'm from Dallas, Texas, bro. I'm from the city, right? So you gotta understand. Only time I ever seen Amish people was, like on the little series and stuff. And I used to watch, and it was interesting. So to be down there, I gotta ask Jordan because she's from Pennsylvania. It was called Wranglers, Pennsylvania. So it was right by Ohio. We got at a hotel right there, right? And we driving, right? Fuck me up. They don't drive cars, they have horses and they, like the cars, like the cowboys do. Man, why them horses just stop and just start shitting in the street? Oh, shit. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man, that blew me away. You know how, because that's my first time ever in Pennsylvania. And I see some Amish people. It was amazing, but then the horse just stopped in the street. It just did it. You just seen clumps of that shit come out. Oh, I'm sorry. trying to ruin that, but everybody, please, you gotta hit that like button. Hit that like button. If you ain't share this, please share this. We're trying to get them algorithms and NIMs up, right? But y'all know I'm a little extra, right? Y'all know that. Y'all know when I go to people's chats, you know, and I don't mean no harm by it, right? I just like to support channels, right? You know, who I rock with. And I don't have to be no mod, I don't have to be nothing. If I'm rocking with you, I'm coming over to hit that like, share, subscribe button. You got this many people, and I don't mean no harm by it. I just want to, because you got to remind people. I'm one of them people you got to keep reminding. And then they're reminding to try to be malicious, because it's always new people that's popping in and like whoop-de-whoop tonight. And, you know, like tonight I was doing it on Bugs and Keith show, right? And, you know, it was just a great show. And it's just normal. Anybody who know me, right? Oh yeah, Donovan said Don King served 3 years and 11 months in prison for killing an employee. Over 600 gambling day. That's the truth. It's not funny, but that's the truth. But anybody who know me know when I go to places, I be extra. Like I got Christian in the OG chat. Everybody said, stop spamming. You know, I didn't know. I thought that's what you supposed to do as a mob. But, you know, in certain places, you know, they don't want you to do it because it'd be hard to make, because the OG shit be rolling. So you ain't really got to do that. But you know, I got a mod over there. I'm a mod of the OG, one of the done, he done dollars. So boy, I got my boots tied up tight. Boy, I'm ready to, you know, work. So, but then I found out, don't, you know, it's just certain groups don't like it, but certain people do like it like that, you know. So, and I'm just always trying to get everybody right. I'm sorry. You know, like, and I'm just extra like that. Y'all know that about me, and this is just me. I go to the moon and beyond. You know, like this is what type of prayer I can't help myself. Just like when I be at Ocean Moons Live or Mary B Live or Pretty Cookie Live, you know, I'm telling everybody to do it. And look, I don't get in my feelings, right? Because see, I want everybody to know this. I mean, of course, people get in their feelings, right? But I like to hear the truth. I don't get in my feelings about the truth, right? So if it be too much for any of the content creators, I promise you, like I don't I catch flights. So y'all let me know if I'm doing too much. I'm a big boy. I could take it. I still love it. You know, because, you know, I be like a rock wall ready to eat. When I be killing somebody and say, I will hit that like, share, subscribe button. Let's go turn up. Hit that like, you know, it's just me. So I'm sorry, I apologize. But content creators who shows I come on there and do that with, just know I won't get in my feelings, you know. I love to hear the truth. I still love it. If I'm too extra when I be doing that, just let me know. I just be trying to get them algorithms and NIMs up everywhere I go. I really do, y'all. I really do. Because I just appreciate everybody, you know, in this community, right? You know, the fire, I just be with it. You know, like, look, and I'll be honest with you, like the first time, boy, getting a mod for the OG like that is like, when I come to this community, right? Okay, thank you for your cooking, but y'all know y'all can always let me know that. I promise y'all, I will never get in my feelings ever about something that bit of a mustard seed, right? But boy, when the OG gave me a mob, boy, it's like I became the fucking vice president. Boy, I went to super extra, like go gadget, like Roadrunner, beat extra. Yeah, Pretty Cougar is a beautiful name. Like, and because I feel like it was my due diligence to go over her and go hard, right? That was an honor. It is still an honor, right? But, you know, what I learned is when you got text that's popping like that, you don't have to do that as much. When you're trying to get a check popping, you go gadget. I dream a genie. Ding. Hit like, share, and subscribe. Right, like real. That's what type of time I was on. Like I ain't gonna lie, boy, I was real excited, like a kid in a candy store. Boy, like it was a NASCAR race, and I was Jeff Gordon or Dale Earnhardt Jr. ready to take off. Oh man, I definitely enjoyed the fight, and that's why I gave y'all a tour of my fight the whole week because nobody ever like. People knew I do boxing, right? You know, like, and other people already knew that, like the people who I was close with, you know, still close with, they knew that, right? But people didn't know that because, you know, they was already thinking I was a peon or something when I be everywhere across the United States, like on my mama's and them's, right? And Mr. VIP, right? So I want to show y'all the press conference, the work, the weigh-in, gave y'all a glimpse of the fight. So we was lit, yeah, man. And I love it. You know, I'm used to it, but I love it to death, man. Oh, the press conference. Oh yeah, man. And then like, I wish I wouldn't have took it off of her. Damn. See, all right. So real quick, y'all. Real quick, cause please don't go nowhere, y'all. Real quick, because I love this shit. We're going to get to it because we're going to get on this Karmelo Anthony. But let me turn up to that turn up. You understand me? And I'll be right back because I want everybody to see this real quick. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you did that, look at you go. Drop that down and now the whole room know. Big heart energy still in the show. You walk in and the whole place grows. Old school smile with a fresh new grin. Same sweet spot, let the chaos in. Cards on the table, you win again. Everybody turn when you step in. Hands up, look alive. You made the whole night rise. They've been waiting on your name. Now it burns through the frame. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. You did that, and everybody knows. Turn up, toast to them. Let's fucking go. Big heart energy still in the show. Toast to them. Bass in the chest and the room gon' wild. You got that old school reckless style. Laugh like trouble, move like a spark. Leave a gold mark in the dark. They said maybe, you said watch. One clean move and you took the spot. Now the floor feels like your song. Whole crowd chanting all night long. Hands up, look alive. You made the whole night rise. They've been waiting on your name. Now it burns through the frame. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. You did that, and everybody knows. Turn up, toast to them goons. Let's fucking go. Big heart energy still in the show. Toast to them. Back when the room was half lit low. Now it's your wave, let it roll. Same old soul, brand new glow. You made the whole block know, yeah. Toast to them.
salute now, Donovan, man. You didn't throw me out, cuz. You didn't throw me out, cuz. I promise you did, fam. I promise you did. Oh, she monetized here, yeah. No, you didn't throw me, you didn't sidetrack me at all. Not at all, fam, not at all. Not at all, because glad you asked me that. Right? Now, I can let you see, you know, I'm like I tell y'all, I really do boxing journalism. Right? I really, oh, is this, oh no, that's the wrong one, ain't it? Fuck. Oh no, this is the right one. I really do this shit. And I was on, I've been on every network that you could think of, ESPN, The Zone, are the biggest boxing network, Top Rank, Golden Boy Boxing, just everything you could think of, every top fighter you could ever think of, I done been there, done that. But this is last week's fight, and this is me in the press conference, you know, stirring some shit up. You know how I do. Like, I'm on that bullshit again. Like my name is Mr. IOTBA, the acronym says I'm on that bullshit again. And I'm really like that. Check this out, Donovan and everybody. IOTBA, I never seen nobody make Shakur look that uncomfortable like that, where he jump in the ring and his emotions is like that. It's something about you that got him rattled up. Do you have a backstory to tell us what it is? Because he is jacked.
He know what it is, man. He know what happened in the sparring sessions. It wasn't just one; it was several sparring sessions. And he know I'm not lying. I don't tell lies. I would tell y'all if it was a back and forth sparring session, it was one-sided. And he know that. That's why he always getting his feelings when everybody asking about me or, you know, when I'm calling his name. And when we fight, I'm gonna show the world that why. You know what I mean? I'm gonna show him.
I don't know what nothing is. I don't know what nothing is, bro. I don't know nothing is. See me next. Okay, come on. Let's do it. Let's do it. Bum ass. Hey, y'all heard him? Y'all heard him? Man, watch out, bro. Watch out. Don't disrespect me, bro. Don't disrespect me, nigga. Don't disrespect me, bro. Hey, I'm gonna come see you next. I told y'all I was gonna do your son. I told y'all I was gonna do your son. And I'm on. I told y'all I was gonna do your son.
I'm like that for real. Hey, Donovan, like these cowboy motherfuckers be over here talking. I'm really like that. You know, that's the cloth I come from. You know, people get on here and bump their fucking gums and talk shit, talk money shit, talk other shit. Don't do that. Don't do that with me. Like, they thought I was a bum. They thought I was all this and that. I thought I was bummy. I pinned it Pretty Cookie. Everybody go subscribe to Pretty Cookie. It's pinned. Ain't that the right one? Pretty? Yeah, that's it. Like, they call me a bum, say, oh, bro, tell me don't see my face. Man, fuck you, motherfucker. Y'all don't need to see me. Fuck y'all think y'all ain't special. Nobody thought they was special. Right? Well, no, I've been rambling. I told y'all I'm extra. But see, the thing about it is, just listening to the beautiful ladies, right? Because it's mostly ladies, right? You know, you got the Ghost, you got the OG, you got Baker, you got Red House, you got a lot of other people, right? But it's a lot of women, you know, like you got Mary B, you got the beautiful Queen Melanie, Andrea Burkhardt, you got Lawyer Lee, you got Ocean and Moons, right? And the one thing I love about these ladies, and when I listen to all of them, they are very relatable. They are, you know, like open and show their life, and that's how I really am in real life. It's just, you know, I didn't, you know, in boxing, that's what I do. Her, you know, I had to get acclimated, you know, like on some real G shit. And, you know, just listening to all them beautiful, great, and talented women, you know, it's amazing. You know, listen to go to OG Baker at Red House, Danny, listening to the beautiful Ange, listening to the beautiful Bugs and Keith. They was, you know, like a lot of people. So, man, crazy work, right? And I love, you know, it's especially because, you know, Ocean and Moon's got they new show. And man, they are doing so great. And the embrace from Ocean and Moons has been beautiful, you know, like, and I really appreciate that. The embracement from the crowd over there has been beautiful, and I really appreciate that. And I gotta understand, because, like I say, y'all understand the situations that happen when you can understand, like when, you know, I interviewed with Lindsay and, you know, the other woman, and, you know, they were talking trash to the beautiful Jess Machado, you know, like, I didn't handle that correctly. See, in boxing, we ferocious, and we don't, you know, it ain't that you don't give a fuck, but in boxing it's different. That ain't to make no excuse. Over here, you know, I didn't, but it went like that. So, you know, my thing was, it was just about being better, apologizing. I did apologize to the beautiful Jess Machado. You know, last time I seen, you know, like, when I seen her do the wash, you know, she had me up there, right? So, and that's when I knew, I think it was a show her and her husband was doing. It was a while ago, you know, she you know, and I just appreciate it. But I do get it. I did get it. You know, like, people ride with Jess, you know. And like I stated, everybody, you know, we fuck up, but the great thing about fucking up, you can come back and correct it. Ain't nothing wrong with fucking up. Just don't keep continuing to fuck up. Right? Right? Do that make sense? Right? Don't continue to fuck up. And you know, the you know, because y'all know Ocean and Moon, you know, they bunnies, you know, like, and they embrace me, and, you know, you know, they tell they crowd because they can understand them. So it's just a beautiful thing. And I appreciate it. Seriously, I really do. I really do. Because, look, you know, I made a mistake in that situation, but see, the one thing that they didn't know, cause I don't know if they was listening to me, like a lot of people, I ain't just pointing nobody directly, but man, I used to go so hard for just before that situation. I'm like, did y'all listen to me? It's no excuse. I ain't trying to make it. I'm just telling you after the fact. You know, you accept responsibility and take that. You know, like in another situation I had, you got to take accountability, right? You take accountability and show true character. People who can't take accountability, they ain't got no true character. Like, I'm cut from a different cloth, for real. I know who I am. I'm a confident motherfucker in real life. On my mamas and them's. Right? Then grow up with everything. But when I made my way through life, you know, my mama did great. So, like, I want to get that clear. She had 3 kids. Fathers was pieces of shit. She did the best she could. You know, as kids, sometimes we don't understand, but as you get a little older, you understand that the motherfuckers who was supposed to be there was pieces of shit. My mom did a hell of a job. And all her kids shine. Like, real talk. I'm the youngest, got an older brother and an older sister. Shout out to all the mothers. And, you know, like, see, that's why I used to get pissed off, you know, because, you know, when single mothers go through shit, like I was with a single mother, so I understand the struggle, right? And every single mother ain't gonna have that struggle like that, but even if you got money and shit, you can struggle. Y'all know how many women with money struggle? It ain't because of the money wise, it's because they emotionally fucked up because they fucking with the wrong motherfucker who playing mind games with them, right? I always tell my female friends and my homies, my dogs, my partners, let your next decision be your best decision, baby. Right? And that's real talk. You know, you gotta to move in a certain way. You know, people get out here and you know, you have men say what they want, women say what they want. Is that what you really want? Right, because it's a thing right here. I'm not telling everybody because I love beautiful women. It's beauty about every woman, right? But you know, everybody has a certain types that they like, right? And I like all types, right? But I love a beautiful woman, right? So, but it's just like I know women out here love handsome men, right? But you don't go for what, yeah, you get what of course you got to like what you look at, right? Because guess what, everybody, there's somebody for everybody, right? But of course you got to like what you look at, right? You do. But just because it look right don't mean it's right. You know, people search, they say they want it, but then they go with what they think look right, then better with something look right and got a brain on it. And it's vice versa, both ways. It's just free game. Right, well, let's get to it, y'all. I'm sorry. Damn, my extra has been talking for an hour. Oh yeah, make your next decision your best decision. And look, Donovan, this is a thing right here. People be like it ain't nothing. Everything we go through is a lesson, right? It's a lesson, right? Is you gonna learn from that lesson, or you gonna continue to go through these lessons, right? That's what I preach to these young fighters, these young amateurs, the community, and everything. Man, y'all just don't know. We done did toys for tots. Man, I was one of the first black dudes in Dallas, Texas in like a long time to host one of the most prestigious boxing events, the Golden Gloves. And I showed out. I was great. I don't fuck around. I'm really like that. Look, when I get in something, you don't just, I didn't get in, I was already popping because I was doing my shit, how I do it, talking and covering it. But I said, man, if I'm going to cover this boxing, I got to cover it from all aspects. Like anything I do on here, I got to cover it from all aspects, right? I got to cover the amateurs, treat them just like I treat the pros, cover these coaches, go record these dudes, give them confidence, interview these guys, have them on the show. Y'all gonna be seeing a lot of that soon, right? Y'all gonna be seeing interviews with a lot of fighters, coaches. Are y'all interested in that? Right? And other type of people too. Y'all gonna be seeing a lot of interviews with y'all seeing, you know, other elements of how I'm coming. I just wonder if you're interested in it, press 1. If not, press 2. Be honest. Tell me the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. God damn it. I said God, G-O-T, damn it. I'm crazy. I'm hilarious. Bro, when I don't pay to get in fights. I'm big media. Ocean say it's crazy how the petty pick-me women on her don't care at all about how their decisions play out. You know, that's just it's called trials and tribulations, right? Ocean. So that's what women or men gonna go through, trials and tribulations. If they want to keep slipping, falling, and bumping their head, right? Let them get 1 knot and then get it right. 5 knots, slipping, bumping, falling, get it 10, 20. It's gonna come a certain point where they tired of falling and getting them knots on their head. Everybody, remember, changing the subject a little bit, because y'all know I got to talk about the most talented person, then I'll get back to that. I know when it comes to doing what she did, and that's the beautiful Pretty Cookie. Y'all see her link is right there at the bottom. Please, if y'all ain't subscribed to her, please go do that on the strength of me. Right? Please go do that on the strength of me. And I promise, when you get over there, you're going to love it. What's that commercial? Oh, yeah, y'all, like, it's a commercial they used to have, right? They said, I bet you can't try just one. And that's what Lay's potato chips was real big. And they had that commercial. They said, bet you can't try just one. And then shit with them Lay's. And they still the shit now. That's how it is. When you go over there with Pretty Cookie, you're going to be stuck. I guarantee it. On my mamas and them's. I don't gaslight people. I don't. I like beautiful souls. I like to see a person and their artistry. Like I'm telling y'all, when I seen Pretty Cookie finally go live and she started showing us, she knew, but my mouth was dropped. Not dropped because she doing it, just dropped to see how cold she was at doing it. That's just, I'm telling the truth. Like you admire people who could do shit you can't do, right? And you can look at them and learn from that shit, right? You know, you ain't running, you know, practice make perfect. You ain't on their level. You know, they at the moon and you at the ground level, but you can work your way up over the years and them to try to get close. You know, I mean, it's just the truth, Pretty Cook. I ain't gaslighting you. I told you, Mary B song, that might be the best intro. It's out of her and Jimmy. I think it's a 50-50. I'm going to call it a draw because I love them both, right? And I'm telling y'all need to make sure y'all go subscribe so y'all can go see that, man. Man, Pretty Cookie makes some of the dopest intros on the planet songs. So I'm telling y'all got a channel. Get at her, man. Get at her. You know, she good at what she do. And I'm telling you, she done did so much work and showed how great she is. And, you know, I don't know how much she charges. I'm going to have to get it her in her inbox because she good at what she do. Real talk. That's what I love about her too, right? Like real talk. I ain't gaslighting. And I know I talk about you a lot, Pretty Cookie. I just admire the shit you do, right? This ain't no other shit. It's just me being admired at your work you do, right? It's like, bro, it's like the way she it's diabolical in a good way. How cold she is. She ice water, right? Buckets, bottom of the neck, don't get no rim. Swish. And like I said, make sure y'all hit that link. I'm not gassing y'all up. Go subscribe to that woman. Well, I can't wait in 2 weeks for her new studio. I can't wait to see it, boy. I can't wait to see it, boy. I ain't lying. It's already nice. Yeah, methodical. Yeah, she methodical with that shit. But she on a different level. She great. But look, let me get you in there. Like I said, I'm letting y'all get into me now. Like, y'all finna start hurting a lot, right? Because I'm a very personable person, right? Y'all see it, but y'all see it a lot. But y'all ain't seen the full of it yet, right? So I want y'all to know this case right here, right? Karmelo Anthony defense, Austin Metcalf prosecution, defense versus prosecution. The truth matter more than race. Remember that. No winners, only justice. Facts over feelings. See how I'm coming? We don't catch feelings. We catch flights. And race gonna play a big part in this, right? And I don't know how it's gonna go. I don't. But what I know is Austin Metcalf is deceased. Karmelo Anthony did it. So let's get that out the way first. If any politician gonna break it down, shout out to the beautiful Tammy. All right. It's innocent until proven guilty, right? But it is, I'm telling you, this is gonna get nasty because it's already getting nasty out there, right? They let that call each other name, the C words and the N words, right? Real racial. Is this one of them ones? But I don't give a fuck about that shit. I let them stupid, ignorant people do what they do. I'm watching the case. Like I say, the young man in Austin Metcalf is deceased. That's facts. I love you in the forest. Have a good night. Karmelo Anthony did it. That's facts. Ain't someone telling you I think, there's someone telling you I know. This is what this is right here, y'all. Because I'm not looking at this as black and white. I'm looking at this as the evidence is going to present itself, right? Well, they started off with like 600 jurors, right? Got down to something. This is how the race wars is starting because y'all finna see it ain't nothing on there. Watch this.
Statements are set for tomorrow in the trial of a former Frisco ISD student accused of murdering a fellow student at a track meet. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. Carmelo Anthony is charged with murder for the stabbing death of Austin Metcalf last year. The 12-person jury, plus 6 alternates, were selected today. Just over 10% of Collin County's population is black. There will be no black jurors. Before the final jury was seated, the defense objected to the final 3 black candidates being struck by the prosecution. Fox 4's Amelia Jones is here to explain what it all means for the trial. Amelia.
Heather, Steve, before the jury was seated, the issue of race in the jury selection process was brought up by the defense. Karmelo Anthony's defense team argued that some potential jurors may have been unfairly struck because of race. This is what's called a Batson challenge in legal terms. But the judge denied it, saying prosecutors gave race-neutral explanations. Today morning, potential jurors returned to the Collin County Courthouse. Attorneys for both sides each got 1 hour and 45 minutes to question the reduced panel. They were questioned on a variety of topics, including their views on race, how they feel about serving on this case, and whether they would hold it against the defendant if he chose not to testify on his own behalf. The defense also tried to gauge if the potential jurors would be uncomfortable giving Karmelo Anthony a lower sentence if there's a guilty verdict.
Question prospective jurors in this way, what we're left with is a jury that can approach the evidence fairly with an open mind, apply the laws the judge instructs it to the evidence, and then, as was noted today, move on to a sentencing phase of the trial as well.
Anthony is accused of fatally stabbing 17-year-old Austin Metcalf last year at a Frisco ISD track meet. Witnesses say the two got in an argument and Anthony stabbed Metcalf in the chest. Metcalf died in his twin brother's arms. Police say Anthony claimed he acted in self-defense. The high-profile case has become racially charged, fueled in large part by online speculation, rumors, and misinformation. Race and jury selection became a focus in court Wednesday after defense attorneys raised what's called a Batson challenge, a legal objection used when one side believes potential jurors were removed because of race. The defense attorneys raised concern about 3 black women who were potential jurors, the only black people left to potentially be on the jury.
The party challenging the strike at that point is going to have to prove purposeful discrimination.
Anna Offit is a law professor at Southern Methodist University and not involved in the case. She teaches courses on criminal law and a seminar on juries. Offit says Batson challenges are rarely made and they're rarely successful.
The reason for that is it is not very challenging for a party to be able to come up with a number of neutral reasons, other reasons that a strike might have been exercised.
The prosecution said the 3 jurors were struck because they were all educators. The stabbing happened at a school function involving students. Ultimately, the judge presiding over the case, John Roach, denied the defense's challenge, saying the state had race-neutral reasons. As a court spokesperson confirmed, this means there are no black jurors on the panel. And depending on the outcome of the trial, this Batson challenge and jury selection process could come into question for any possible appeals.
Okay. No black jurors on the trial. In Frisco, it's 12% black. So I don't want to hear nobody making no big deal out of that. They tried the Batson to try to say that the judge denied it, right? Because it's a thing right here. All justice systems ain't bad, right? Judges are supposed to be balanced, fair, and impartial, right? It's particular questions that these lawyers are going to ask you, and they both had an hour and a half to ask questions, right? So, hey, is it concerning on their team? Yeah, they're concerned. That's why they put up the Batson. But it means nothing to me, right? Because you got to look at the population of where they stay. And you got to understand that these lawyers have 3 strikes to get the, to get the people out, right? Who they want out, right? So, like I say, this right here is going to have tension hot to people. Right? And in situations we've seen before, cases have been racially motivated. Right? You have black people talking about what's that guy who got off with killing that what was that dude's name? It was recent. What was that dude name? They talking about, you know how they say he should have been convicted, right? But see, even before I watched Vinny Politician, right, I had questions, right? Because this was at a track meet that, you know, the reports came out that he went and sat under their tent. So, like I said, you can't judge, right? But these are things that's out there, right? He went and sat under their tent, and they school under their tent. What did you do that for, right? You could easily say, oh, you know, they in the same district. He may know some people, but if your team over there, right? Like, why you come over here? And then they said it was known that him and his twin brothers were bullies. So if they bringing it up, why would you go sit over there? Why would you bring a knife on school grounds? These are the questions, right? Like I said, this ain't about race for me. I don't give a fuck how nobody feel, right? This ain't me making a predetermined decision. This is just me coming out with what's been said. What was also said is that dude was attacking him. That's what they say. We don't know. What we do know is Austin Metcalf is deceased. And he got stabbed, right? By Karmelo Anthony. Right? But it's stories on these sides. That's what we got the justice system for, right? The justice system, right? To present your trial, to present your case. And speaking of that, you remember the child dude who just got acquitted. Lawyer, you know, Peter, great breakdown on it. You know, it's messed up. Basically, that the kid, they chased the kid 130 yards south of it. It's messed up. Over, you know, they say a bottle of water. But like Peter said, the key testimony was when, shout out to Nusha Business in the building. Salute. The key testimony was come from the son, Andrew, I think that's his name. And he said, you know, the dude did have a gun. Right? And even in that case, you had people on there justifying the gun, the detective, you know, not looking other way on the gun. And the guy did have a gun, right? But this what happened right here. The way the case was presented, he shouldn't have got charged, because after he got shot, it was witnesses said that he was down there trying to give him CPR, right? It's effed up. I get it, right? 14 years old. But it's also effed up, you know, how the defensive lawyer said, why this 14-year-old got this gun? And the son say he pointed the gun at him. He said the daddy gave him a command to stop. And he wouldn't stop. And then the defense destroyed their witnesses. Right? And it wasn't, oh no, cheating, jiving, nothing like that. I looked at it fair and impartial. It was on them. They proved the case. Where the prosecution messed up at. Did the child kill that boy? Yes. But they should have went after manslaughter, right? Well, he would have done 5 years or something. He would have got convicted on that. Right? I get it. A child was dead. I get it. Right? Messed up. But the way it was presented, the way the evidence came out, you had to vote not guilty. Because when you hear the detective on there say that child should have used his common sense. Well, common sense is a 14-year-old shouldn't have a gun at all. God rest his soul. But he had that gun. What if, like the defense was saying, he would have went somewhere else? And he could have committed a fatality to somebody. He had a gun on him, y'all. It was loaded. There's just no way around it. You don't come in no store with no gun unless you're grown and you licensed. He was 14. And they should have went out the manslaughter. I'm pretty sure the jury would have convicted child on that. Right? He had already did 3 years, so he probably would have just did a turnaround, go up there, get parole. They might would have set him off. But he would have been out in a year. And that's what I feel they should have did. But man, did y'all see the way they did his store? Child didn't need to get out of town. They need to move to another state far, far away. Because it's not safe there. Is it disappointing? Yes. But it's also disappointing that the prosecutor tried to explain why the 14-year-old had the gun. That was fucking disgusting. That's what they say. They're trying to make any crime under 21 juvenile crime now and not a drug court. That's good, I think. That's good, I think, unless it's just super, bad. Shout out to Hellfish Haven in the building. Hey, you down there in Tennessee with Baker? Up to Take a Wiz, gonna be replay crew later, but want to give you the like and boost your algorithms there too. Oh my God. I'll be talking about them algorithms and deals. Thank you, Hellfish. Hellfish, you hit me up about the wrestling stuff. Bro, look, on everything I love, I watch the old clips of wrestling all the time. Hey, you know what I'm stuck on right now? Is when Stone Cold was, when he was paranoid. Hellfish. So for you, like, I'm gonna get a couple of the clips and do a little wrestling show, right? If you're able to come through, like, and I know you be busy, and thank you for your services, sir. And shout out to all the vets out here. Y'all respect the vets. Always, and everybody tell Hellfish, thank you for his services. He is a veteran of the United States of America, and the veterans are the most important to me, and I say this all the time. All veterans want sometimes is just for you to say thank you for your services. You see them with a cap on, a shirt on. Right? Like I tell y'all this all the time. If you can afford it, if you see somebody in there with a shirt or a cap on, don't ask them if they're a veteran. If they got a cap or a shirt on, if they look like it, be honorable and pay for their meal. I love the veterans out here. I'm a country first dude for real. And I look at our veterans out here as the gold standard. They is the epitome of everything that we are today. Thank you, Hellfish, for your services, sir. If you still here. In Anthony's case, Judge said no to live streaming, no audio, no video recording. Media members will be able to take notes on laptops with the court's approval, no cell phones. Yeah, it's just the top media members too. And we're going to get to that too, because I'm going to play these clips. Right, and I think in this case, I think it shouldn't be no cameras. I really do. Case, it's too much. Too much. Shouldn't be no cameras. Nope. Maybe if I had a son, I'd tell him not to fight because it's not worth it. Nowadays, you could cross the wrong person and get shot for nothing. It's not like it used to be when folks fought and then it was done. Yeah, I agree with that. But I'm going to be honest with you. I can agree to that and disagree at the same time. But you got married to what you're saying. I think it was like this in every era. It's just different as you get older and it just turned into something else. You know, like how basketball went the same in the 80s to the 90s to the 2000s. To like wrestling too. The Attitude Era was the greatest era. And what Donovan say, Stone Cold was the only time I watched wrestling while my friends were hitting the nitro oxide. Stone Cold, The Rock, my favorite. Him and Stone Cold with The Rock #1. Shawn Michaels, Bret the Hitman Hart. Like, yeah, that was the deal. But yeah, let me get back to it. I'm sorry, y'all. This case is something serious. It's gonna be a race war. I just want y'all to see that. Right? But it ain't about that to me. It's about getting it right. It ain't about what Michael Jackson say. Da, 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 da. Cause the thing about my baby, it don't matter if you're black or white. Da, da. Woo! Hold up. He was trash looking for looking turn around. Oh my. And but look, that's how I'm going into this trial. It don't matter if you black or white. That's how I go into any trial. It don't matter if you black or white to me. Oh yeah. Yeah, they're not there wilding. White people was calling black folks N's. Black folks was calling white folks C's. It's going down out here. See, we get really physical. Like, and I ain't just saying like on nothing, because I don't like what's going on up there. I'm talking about like if a punk ass motherfucker come up and try to push your phone and shit, they don't slide around her. You get your chin crack real quick. Magical with these, man, hold up. But yeah, it's like that. This case is for real. This case is for real. And I'm not going there, right? I ain't on none of that black lie, white lie, Hispanic lie, Asian lie. I'm on justice lives matter. I don't like organizations, right, that tell you what you should be. If people follow me for years, they know that about me. I don't play them type of pussycat games. I don't do that. Free Chin, oh my God. And I ain't gonna lie to you, nothing business. They're probably my man, Shawn Michaels. I know I'm cool. I think I'm sexy. I got the looks that drives the girls. Why I'm just a sexy boy. Sexy boy. I'm not your boy. But Shawn Michaels was the motherfucking truth. He like the best performer of all time. But hold up. Boy, say I be getting caught up on that, but that's what I do though. Right, y'all getting it out now. But yeah, I ain't looking at none of that shit. You judge a person by who they is, right? You know, I got a lot of white friends, a lot of Mexican friends, a lot of black friends, a couple of Asian friends. You know, I just interviewed this fighter from Japan. He's a Japanese champion. Oh, I'm gonna have that video for y'all. He was a Japanese champion, y'all, and he was in Houston this weekend. I don't play no games. Y'all was on there. His name was Nutto something. I gave people on there his Instagram page or something. That's what I do. But I ain't on here for none of that. I'm not finna co-sign for white or black people with their fucking foolishness during this case. They will get that work from me. Because one thing about Ray from Dallas, I love all people. I love all people. All people. Damn, you know I'm hiding us a business. Tell me who you talking about? Y'all know I'm over there smoking high. There's high, smoking on some shit, like real talk. I forgot what the fuck I just said, but let's get into it. Right? So, I don't play them pussycat games, people. I don't look at race. I love all people, right? What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. Simple as that. We could call shit for what it is if the evidence presents itself, right? Just like we doing for that veteran, that great man who they crucifying, who will be free in September. I'm so trying to get down there in Indiana with Bugs and whoever else gonna show up. I'm so trying to get there, for real. I'm trying to get there. Yeah, facts. 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 Anyone's words can move you, or their actions can inspire you, and race doesn't factor in facts. The GOAT is a white, blue-eyed man who I never knew in my life. He inspired me. I was watching him for what he's going through. I felt that shit because I've been there. Man, the GOAT ain't the only one who had a huge, like this bullshit, sucker shit that happened on here. That's nothing. I done been through heavy shit, like in this boxing game, because I'm on that bullshit again. I'm the type, I'm not gonna tell you everything you want to hear. I'm gonna tell you everything you need to hear. Got G-O-T, damn it. Right? So I don't want to hear none of that black and white shit, but it's going to be about that. But I'm not looking at that. I want to see the evidence present itself. Let's get into it.
17-year-old Austin Metcalf was at a high school track meet. Austin didn't make it home because he was stabbed in the chest by 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony, a student from another high school.
We don't know what was said. We don't know what was threatened. But what Karmelo said was that he was going to put his hands on me.
He should be afforded the same rights that Kyle Rittenhouse had.
The confrontation began when Karmelo got under the tent with Austin and his teammates, and Austin told Karmelo to leave. What happened next will be disputed at trial. Did Austin grab Karmelo, creating a situation where he was facing a threat of great bodily harm? Or did Karmelo simply overreact and stab Austin in the chest?
Whatever you think what happened between Karmelo and the Metcalf boys, my 3 younger children, my husband, and I didn't do anything to deserve to be threatened, harassed, and lied about.
The atmosphere at the courthouse is tense, and this is a case which has absolutely divided the community. Was Karmelo Anthony justified in putting a knife in Austin Metcalf's chest?
That's the case. The prosecution got to show means, motive, and opportunity. It's there. They can show that. The defense got to show reasonable doubt, some real good reasonable doubt. And I don't want to spoil it for y'all because Vinny gonna get into it, right? Trust me, it's divided. It's divided. This shit is real. Next clip.
The tension in this case is real. Austin Metcalf, the victim, is white. Karmelo Anthony, the defendant, is black. And trust me, it is a factor. It's a factor in the community and could be a factor inside the courtroom. But this is a case of self-defense. Karmelo Anthony is going to have to get up on that witness stand and tell the jury exactly why he did what he did. Can he convince the jury that Austin Metcalf deserved to have a knife plunged in his chest because he was threatening Karmelo with great bodily harm? I'm Vinny Politan. Let's investigate.
Oh, shout out to the beautiful Kayla Jones. Hello, beauty. Walks by me every day. Her love all the same. The woman that stole my heart. And beauty is her name. Hello, good morning, beautiful Kayla. Love Kayla to death. I'm telling you, she really one of the ones who put me on on Richard Allen. And that's the truth, Kayla, I tell you. I didn't know nothing about her. You heard what Vinny? Like I said, this ain't no black and white. I don't look at black and white. Remember, Michael Jackson said, da, 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 because the thing about my baby, it don't matter if you're black or white. Real talk, because I like all the flavors. Don't get it twisted. I'm talking about the women, all the flavors. Trust that. Enjoys it greatly. Who will woo Martin voice. So don't get it twisted. Shout out to my dog Donovan, right? Let me let y'all hear what Vinny said again. This is real quick because this is the truth. He basically said Karmelo Anthony is gonna have to get on that stand. This is the truth. We can't look past this. Because what is the fact? Austin Metcalf, the white young man is dead. And Karmelo Anthony, the young black man, did it. The defense is saying self-defense. Right? They saying self-defense. Well, Karmelo Anthony, Oh, he got a new haircut, shave, cut real low, right? But he going to get on there and convince that jury, Vinny, talk your shit, Vinny.
The tension in this case is real. Austin Metcalf, the victim, is white. Karmelo Anthony, the defendant, is black. And trust me, it is a factor. It's a factor in the community and could be a factor inside the courtroom. But this is a case of self-defense. Karmelo Anthony is going to have to get up on that witness stand and tell the jury exactly why he did what he did. Can he convince the jury that Austin Metcalf deserved to have a knife plunged in his chest because he was threatening Karmelo with great bodily harm? I'm Vinny Politan. Let's investigate.
And that's your business. That's what the evidence is for. You know, that they could say stuff about folks. Like I heard that they said Austin Metcalf broke his daddy arm, right? You know, he used to beat up his dad. They say him and his brother, but I can't take that for that because of what they saying. The evidence gonna have to present itself. And what I look at is this. Kayla, you didn't see this, so let me play this first clip. Because they didn't go to the same school. They was in the same district. Vinny said better, though. Check this out, Kayla.
17-year-old Austin Metcalf was at a high school track meet. Austin didn't make it home because he was stabbed in the chest by 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony, a student from another high school.
We don't know what was said. We don't know what was threatened. But what Karmelo said was that he was going to put his hands on me.
He should be afforded the same rights that Kyle Rittenhouse had.
The confrontation began when Karmelo got under the tent with Austin and his teammates, and Austin told Karmelo to leave. What happened next will be disputed at trial. Did Austin grab Karmelo, creating a situation where he was facing a threat of great bodily harm? Or did Karmelo simply overreact and stab Austin in the chest?
Whatever you think what happened between Karmelo and the Metcalf boys, my 3 younger children, my husband, and I didn't do anything to deserve to be threatened, harassed, and lied about.
The atmosphere at the courthouse is tense, and this is a case which has absolutely divided the community. Was Karmelo Anthony justified in putting a knife in Austin Metcalf's chest?
Now, this is the thing right here. He went up to their team tent and sat down. Right? They saying that he said, you do, and again, I'm going to show you. But why is he under their team tent sitting down? He didn't go to their school. Right? That's a question I got. Right? Is there any friends there? Why you ain't under your team tent? He guilty of bringing a knife to school. You know you can't bring no knife on school grounds. And I don't know nothing about the Kyle Richardson case. Was he guilty? I know it was a big storm where it was an outrage, but I don't know. I didn't see it. Okay, so that's a great point. Man, that's what I love. But Kayla is, but I swear, like even we was talking about, what were we talking about the other day? What was we talking? Oh yeah, how the police can lie. Like these are fucking gems right here. Kayla letting us know when I did track, we had all different kids from different schools under the tendency. Okay, so that's a great point, right? So was they all from? They're in the same district. Now I know he was found not guilty, right? But I just want to know, was it justified him being not guilty? I don't know. I want y'all. I didn't see the case. I can't speak on that. I just want y'all opinion. And ain't no opinion a bad opinion on her. People feel how they feel, right? But that's a great, damn, okay, that's a great, I didn't know that. I didn't know that, but what I'm looking at, why was you over there though? Why was you really over there? But that's a great point. You said, Kayla. you went to school, when you used to do that, y'all was under all different teams. You say, I was dating a guy from a whole different school, and he and his friends would hang out in our tent, same county. Yep, that's the truth. Kayla is spitting facts. Let me put this up here on the screen, just because y'all ain't looking. I was dating a guy from a whole different school, and he and his friends would hang out in our tent, same county, different high school. That's real. That type of shit happens. It's a great point by her, right? But still, we got to see what the evidence is going to present itself, right? Because that's a great point. But they also going to look at it like, why you over here with us? But a lot of people going to be able to understand what Kayla just said, y'all. Because I understand it. Let's go to the next clip.
Austin Metcalf was just 17 years old. Every time I do a story involving young people like this, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. Because so much is lost, so much promise, so much life is gone. And then you've got a family that has to bury a child. And that just shouldn't happen. And when that does happen, we've got to take a close look at how it happened. Now, in this case, the defendant, Karmelo Anthony, is also just 17 years old. So regardless of how you look at this case, the rest of his life now will be in the hands of a jury and trying to figure out, okay, was he actually threatened? Was he the victim in this case? Was the murder justified? So there's a lot at stake from his perspective as well when you look at what happened here. But he's alive and Austin Metcalf isn't. This whole thing, when you dive into the facts, makes no sense. It seems like it's a fight, a confrontation, a fatal confrontation about absolutely nothing, which unfortunately many times it is when we're talking about teenagers and teenage boys acting out. Like there was nothing happening here. Did they even know each other before this? Like, why would you escalate from, kind of like, you get out of here to now someone is dead? To me, that makes no sense. Now, the other thing that has happened in this case, and it's divided the community. People see it very differently, but are very passionate on both sides. And a lot of that has to do with the color of the skin of the two people involved in this. The 17-year-old victim, the 17-year-old defendant, one is white, one is black. And that divide is making its way into this case, into this story, and ultimately into what's happening at the courthouse.
It's something you can't deny. It's something you can't deny, but that's going to be the ignorant folks out there. Like I would say, I was once misinformed when I was young. Oh, I'm riding for my people, regardless. Right? But that was young, dumb, and full of cum. When you couldn't see through a glass lens in the world, it was just clouds around, and you was just chasing the tail of the donkey, right? But as I got older, 19, 20 years old, I wasn't even looking at shit like that no more. So like Kayla say, we all need to know why he was under there. And if it rained, we didn't care what school you were from because we were all trying. That's true. But we do need to know why. But something we can't deny, Vinny said, it's getting ugly outside, right? Because it's a white kid and it's a black kid. Both of these kids are 17 years old. Right? And man, when I say you've been a politician, one of the best, if not the best in the business when it comes to court TV broadcasting and covering cases, man, this dude is absolutely phenomenal. Let's continue.
All right, let's bring in our Court TV anchor, Cody Thomas, who's in McKinney, Texas, where all this is happening. I've been talking, Cody, about the divisive nature of this case and how it sort of polarized the community. Paint the picture for us at the courthouse as this trial is beginning.
Yeah, Vinny, I got out here earlier this morning, and honestly, Vinny, it was a little slower than I expected it to be, given just the polarizing nature that this case has garnered across this country. Of course, it's grabbed many headlines, but also because of the optics. You know, you have a young black kid who stabbed a young white kid, so naturally, viewers of this story are going to, you know, have their different opinions about that. But as you look behind me here in front of this courthouse, you don't see much action happening. But Vinny, if we swing it over here, as I'm walking towards this way, this is away from the courthouse. So you look back here, this is probably 100 yards away, probably a football field away. You can see that some of these demonstrators have come out here now. They just arrived in the last 20 minutes as I've been standing here. They were not out here initially this morning. And you see about, I don't know, 15, 20 of them out here. They strike me. They look like Karmelo Anthony supporters. I saw some Black Lives Matter signage out there. I haven't seen anybody for Austin Metcalf's side of the situation here over, I don't know if they'd be over here in this parking lot. I've heard earlier that there was a situation out here earlier this week where they had Karmelo Anthony supporters. They had supporters of Austin Metcalf's family over in that section of the parking lot, but no one's over there as of right now. But again, Benny, a little slower than I expected. Again, 15, 20 people out here. They're playing instruments. They're chanting some things out there. We see some more news media outlets out there, but still a very slow day here at this courthouse so far on this day of jury selection.
Now, I like the fact people out there supporting, but what I don't like the fact is, in this type of case, don't get out there and telling me what type of lives matter, right? When one life is deceased. To me, all lives matter. I've been like that my whole life. I heard my cousin Andrew were white, Mexican, Puerto Rican, every type of race that you could think of. So I was never with that. I understand the injustice that go on in the black community, but that message it didn't receive to me, right? Right? Yeah, and that's right. No one does win in this case, but justice does need to be served, right? Because you know, Austin Metcalf family deserved that. They deserve that. Whether it's a guilty vote, right? But that's not gonna take it away. That they're not gonna have Austin no more, and they deserve it to see if the evidence proves them wrong and he get exonerated. But the main thing, Austin ain't gonna be here. But both sides deserve that though. But Austin Metcalf, he's not here, right? So, nobody wins, but justice does need to be served, right? Because, like I said, I know what it's like to lose a baby, but I didn't get to spend 17 years with that baby. Not saying I didn't love that baby, I did. But do you know how much you love a baby more? Like, I love my baby. I didn't know my baby, but I love him. I love Cassius Clay, but I didn't know him. Think about knowing your baby for 17 years, and your baby is gone. Look at that handsome smile he got. I don't know if he was right or wrong in this. Both of them are two good-looking young dudes who both play football. Look at that handsome smile he got. His mama, he died in his brother's arms. His mama not going to be able to see that handsome smile no more, right? Okay, and look, see, that's the thing right there. That hurts even more. Okay, and I'm gonna get to this case, but the hardest funeral I ever went to was my sister baby funeral. Her name was Kanisha Lynn Bradshaw. Right? She died a crib death, 6 weeks. Boy, I was a little boy. We loved that. That was my big sister, her friend. We see her have a baby. We like amazed, right? So that is super tough. See, me, my baby was gone. Never. I tell you, I done showed the pictures, I done showed all of that. But God blessed me to have my son, Cam, Run Like the Rapper 1 year later. So yeah, let's not forget about that noise that this child's mother will never see his handsome smile again. That's facts. Let's get to the next clip.
Now, Cody, I mean, the barricades, I mean, they've pushed everyone way back from the courthouse. Are they really that concerned about what could happen here?
Yeah, I mean, like, again, polarizing story. Of course, there's just high emotion. It's highly charged, especially here in this community, given the nature of the case. You see these barricades right here behind me. No cars can drive on this area of the roadway here going up to the courthouse. So they have barricades here. They got the barricades again as we swing back towards where I see these demonstrators at, and they have this big tall that tall tower of cameras there monitoring the parking lot. You see the barriers back there keeping cars out, but the security is definitely high. They have barricades here. They have barricades inside actually too. I went into the courtroom for about 30 minutes before popping back out here, and you have the two seating areas. Seating area over here, seating area on the right side, and then you have the aisle where people walk in, and there's even barricades on each side of the seating to make sure, I guess, people don't reach across or mess with anybody as they walk in, whether it's a witness or whatever. And inside the courtroom, Benny, it's actually really small. There's only about 65 seats, and I was talking to the media liaison inside there. He said 45 seats are already taken between media, 15 people each for each side, each party's family, so that's 30, and then plus court staff. 45 seats are already gone before the general public's already allowed in there. So this is going to be a very compact situation going on here. And of course, we know the judge is laying down the law. No recording inside, no live streaming, no electronics. The only people that are only allowed to have electronics in there for note-taking purposes are for people like me, the media, and they are very much so strictly monitoring that as well, making sure we're not making any phone calls, sending any text messages, strictly note-taking. You can't wear any shirts or anything that have any sort of messaging or sentiment toward either party. Very strict, tight ship here for this case going on here in Texas.
As it should be. As it should be. Let's get to the next clip.
Yeah, I feel like they believe this is like a powder keg that could explode one way or the other. And as we know in trials, Cody, there's always a verdict. So my guess is however long the case takes, when they get towards the time when a verdict is announced, they may up the security even more.
I would imagine so. I mean, we've seen it in big trials here, especially in the Karen Reed case. You and I were up there. We saw the hecticness that went on with that and how they had those barriers way off from the courthouse. So I imagine as this trial gets underway, we expect opening statements to start tomorrow. They're still in jury selection today. They've been doing that since Monday. I talked to the media people inside. They said there was about a pool of 600 jurors. I think 589 was the exact number, and they've dwindled that down now to 250. And so they'll pick from that pool to try to get an impartial jury, which, Vinny, I imagine would be a tall task given just the sheer nature of this case. I mean, everyone knows about this case. I imagine, especially here in this community, they know about this case and they have their opinions on it. So we're in the middle of jury selection now. But to your point, Benny, once this trial gets underway, however long it's supposed to last, a few weeks, once it gets down to those final days when that verdict is supposed to come out, I imagine this is going to be north and south, like the North Pole and the South Pole when it comes to the emotional gravity of what's going on here on both sides.
Absolutely.
She'll get real because it starts tomorrow. And the judge say they're going to work on Saturdays too. She said she wants this case to be over with by June, or he said he wants this case to be over with by June 12th. That's some info I got. All right. It's going to get crazy out there, y'all. Let's go to the next clip.
Absolutely. Painting a very clear picture for us, Cody Thomas in Texas. And Cody Thomas is still with us at the courthouse. Cody, I want to talk about what happened now, get into some of the facts and alleged facts in the case. What was going on? Why did these two young people, 17 years old, why did they have this conflict? What were the circumstances surrounding all this?
Yeah, Benny, you mentioned the age there. I mean, it's just sad all around. Two 17-year-old men that had their whole lives ahead of them, and they were both on track to graduate. But Benny, the situation, April 2025, they're at a championship track meet at a high school in Frisco, Texas. And if you've ever been to a track meet, they have multiple schools on the same side of the bleachers. You might have 10 to 12 schools that are sitting out there, and they have the tent set up, signifying each school. And so not only did they have tents set up to stay out of the sun, this particular day, there was a little rain delay. Some rain started and everything. Now, Karmelo and Austin went to different schools. They didn't know each other. There was no history there. We don't know. This is one of the facts we've heard. Karmelo Anthony was under Austin Metcalf's school's tent. Unbeknownst to anyone why he was there. We don't know if he had a friend there. We don't know if he was just, poking around as a rival school. We don't know if he was talking to a girl, anything like that. We don't know why he was there. But Austin Metcalf, you know how charged up young men can get, rival schools. He was like, get out from under our tent. We don't know exactly the verbiage or the phrasing that went down or how aggressive or not aggressive it may have been. But essentially, Austin told Karmelo to get out from under the tent. Now a verbal altercation starts. And according to some eyewitnesses there, some of the students there that gave reports to the police, they say they saw Karmelo at some point reach down into his bag and hold his hand there and say something to the effect of, touch me and see what happens. Now, 17-year-old kid's not expecting somebody to pull out a knife. So Austin Metcalf kind of approaches him and goes to shove him. Karmelo had his hand on his knife, comes back out, stabs Austin once in the chest, and then Austin dies, bleeds out in his twin brother's arms there in the bleachers. And Karmelo runs off, and police say when they approached him, Karmelo actually admitted to doing this. He admitted to stabbing him, but he says, of course, it was self-defense, that Austin was, coming at him. But Benny, one of the biggest things that stood out to me here, one of the biggest questions in this whole case, like while all this may have happened, those are just the facts of the case. Why did Karmelo have a knife on him, and let alone why did he have it on school grounds, which is illegal within itself? So I'm sure that's going to be a really damaging fact once this trial actually gets underway and testimony starts. I don't know how his defense is going to be able to explain that. Why'd you already have it if you're going to talk about a self-defense claim? You already had a knife and you're ready to use it. So we're going to see how that plays out once it gets into the courtroom.
Exactly. You already had a knife and you're ready to use it. Why'd you have a knife on school ground? But Kayla made an excellent point. Earlier, she said when she was on the track team, everybody used to be under the tent. She said, was it raining or something? Right? So, God damn, Kayla, you a team. Man. You are intelligent as shit. Like, I swear you be breaking this shit down. And I love it. Right? Because damn, okay, so he just said it was rain. I can't believe I missed that part. He just said it was raining. Because when she said that earlier, if I would have knew that, I would have said it. Right? Because not saying that do anything, but it's a factor now. Right? But like I said, it's a factor. Let's go to the next clip.
And we've seen other cases. We've covered it just recently here on Court TV out of Connecticut, the case involving the young man there who, again, had a knife. His defense, his self-defense, was that he was surrounded by a group of people who were beating him up. In this case, do we know whether or not it was just Austin Metcalf and Karmelo Anthony, or if it was Austin Metcalf plus his teammates versus Karmelo Anthony? Is that the allegation by the defense?
The allegation that we've heard so far, Benny, based on what we read in reports and other, reporting from different media outlets, is that it was just specifically between these two men. Of course, you had two teams there. You'd imagine a bunch of boys want to jump in if things go down. But as far as we know right now, based on the facts that have been released to us, of course, we know there's an airtight gag order on this case. So there's not much that we've learned in the past year since this went down. But as far as we know, it's just between these two parties and no one else.
That's interesting. That's interesting, right? And the backstory of why he was there isn't known. Why he had a knife is not known. And exactly the level of physical confrontation before the stabbing. My guess is that will be a disputed fact, whether or not Austin, how aggressive he was when there was some sort of physical contact between him and Karmelo. And that's going to be crucial for all this.
Absolutely. And another thing I feel is going to be crucial, Benny, no matter how people look at it, what was said, how aggressive was the verbal attack, if it was even an attack on behalf of Austin toward Karmelo, to maybe even put him in a mindset to where a fight would even start. What was actually said, let alone the physical thing. People can still be provoked based on words. We've seen it plenty of times here at Court TV, some of the cases we cover. I think that's going to be crucial as well as they bring that in. Another thing, Benny, there's evidently, we have a bunch of high schoolers, phones come out immediately, and there's surveillance. There's phone video. Of course, we haven't seen it. No one's seen it. But if that video comes out and it shows Karmelo as the aggressor, or it shows, maybe just a light shove on behalf of Austin, and then Karmelo comes back and stabs him with the knife, I don't know how they're going to be able to fight that, because the video is going to tell.
So like he stated, there's been a gag order on this case. You guys, there ain't no new information came out about this case, y'all. None, not a DP. right? And I'm not going to necessarily say he should have bagged off when he was reaching in his bag. You know, boys have scuffles. Karmelo shouldn't have had that knife there. He shouldn't have. But it's, you know, they say it was between them two. And the key thing, people pull out phones. He warned them, but like he dead. Not your business. And I get it, he warned them, but he dead though. Like, you got to be super scary, fam. Like, you got to be super scared for your life. Like, scared. Your team is over there. It's a lot of grown-ups out here. So, not saying that he's guilty, because I want to know what's on them phones, because people do pull out their phones. Y'all got to know that. People do start recording. So that's the key. That's a key part. And I think it's some video. I'm pretty sure there's some video. Because kids do pull out their phone. Grown-ups pull out their phone, they see some crazy shit. And Vinny finna say this, but even what old boy just said it, even if Austin the aggressor, right? Is it the aggressor that enough when you think you finna die and you stab and kill him? I'm just saying. Let's continue.
Right. When it comes to using deadly force in self-defense, it's right. About the threat, the level of the threat. What's the reasonableness of his perception of what's happening in that moment? And ultimately, that's what this case will be about. And, you know, as we've seen, Cody, in most of the self-defense cases, the defendant testifies to tell his or her story about that. Have we heard anything? I know there's the gag order. I know defense attorneys don't like people to know, but have we heard anything about Karmelo potentially testifying in his own defense in this case?
Well, Vinny, you took the words out of my mouth. I was going to mention that gag order once again, but we haven't heard anything in those regards. In fact, Vinny, we haven't even seen Karmelo Anthony, his defense team. We've seen nobody from his family, nobody from Austin Metcalf's family. We've seen none of the major players as I've been here today, and I've been here for a few hours now, maybe 2 to 3 hours, and I haven't seen anybody outside of, you know, people going to and from the courtroom. And I was in the courtroom about an hour before I came back out here and started doing this, but I haven't seen any of the major players and haven't heard anything about the order of witnesses, and again, the most crucial, whether Karmelo is going to testify himself. But I'm sure if he's going to make the self-defense claim as a juror, I would want to hear why you felt you feared for your life in order to use that deadly force. So I'm sure that'll be a conversation him and his defense team has, you know, very thoroughly before that decision eventually comes in this case.
Cody Thomas in McKinney, Texas. Thank you so much. Great to see you.
I mean, there's rumors out there that they said he was a bully, right? They say him and his twin brother, but you know, that's what they say, right? The evidence is going to get presented. And we're going to hear about this every day starting tomorrow. So this is going to be hot and heavy, right? Oh, wow. It's a gag order. Is he going to get up there and testify? He better get his ass up there and it ain't no doubt in my mind. If he don't get up there and testify, you're out of there. He gonna have to get up there and prove to it's no doubt in my mind. Yeah, you can have evidence, you can show that other stuff, but you're gonna have to get up there and talk to that jury. And you're going to have to tell them why you did what you did. And they're going to have to see if it's justifiable. Yeah, it's speculation until they show proof. He wasn't even want to let Karmelo off the hook, yeah. But they did let him out on a smaller bond. Do that mean something? Because the bond was higher than they got a small. Do that mean something? Like, I'm pretty sure it don't mean that. It's probably, like, I don't know. It could mean something. Right. Let's go to the next clip.
The reaction to what happened to Austin Metcalf was intense. It was absolutely intense. And a big part of what happened here is that Karmelo Anthony, who admittedly was responsible for the stabbing death, but again is claiming self-defense in all of this, wasn't really locked up, was able to, get released at points very close to all this when all this was happening. So the wounds were very deep on one side, and on the other side, Karmelo Anthony's family was feeling some fear from the community reaction. And that's what escalated this story and this case into the national spotlight. And the mother of Karmelo Anthony, Kayla Hayes, spoke at a press conference to express what their family was going through as a result of their son stabbing and killing Austin Metcalf. Let's take a look at part of that.
Now, we're about to look at that, right? And I'm be honest with you, all right? I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Vinny gonna explain, because he gonna tell you something too. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I didn't like it. Even when I seen it back in the day, I didn't like it, right? Because matters if you know that your son did it for self-defense. You get out there to the public and finna talk to him, and I'm finna show y'all what she said, which I know y'all probably, some people already seen. I didn't like it, because let's get to it.
Good afternoon. My name is Kayla Hayes. I am the mother of Karmelo Anthony. 3 years ago, my family moved to North Texas searching for a better life. Like so many other families, we wanted to give our children the future we did not have. My husband worked hard every single day to provide for us, to make sure we're in the best financial position possible. As a stay-at-home mom, I made it my life's mission to ensure our children are loved, nurtured, and supported every step of the way. In wake of this tragic incident, our family has been under attack. Whatever you think what happened between Karmelo and the Metcalf boys, my 3 younger children, my husband, and I didn't do anything to deserve to be threatened, harassed, and lied about. The lies and false accusations that have been said about us, especially over the past week, has been overwhelming. The lies and their amplification put my family in danger, as well as everyone in our community, everyone involved in the investigation, from the police, the attorneys, and the court staff. Our address and my husband's previous employer's address has been put on all social media platforms. My husband had to take a leave of absence because he's afraid what may happen to our family. His mental health is deteriorating day by day. We have endured death threats. My 13-year-old daughter is afraid to sleep in her own bedroom because she's fearful of what may happen to her. And let me be clear.
Now, I'm telling you, I didn't like that, and Vinny gonna say it more eloquently than me, right? But I didn't like that because we gonna say you make that about you and your husband, and you talking about these death threats. Well, Austin is dead, and we know Karmelo did it. That was not a good look. That was not a good look. I'm not saying who innocent or who guilty. I just know it should have been more empathy there, right? And like, what y'all think? I didn't care for it because Austin is dead. Whether Karmelo is innocent or guilty, he dead. We, the public, don't know what happened. And when we don't know what happened, perception is everything. I mean, yeah, of course, she got them, that it's been verified. Yeah, it's true, but still, though, Austin is dead. Well, what's a death threat to somebody whose child is gone? So you have to take a leave of absence. Austin is 6 feet deep. No. I'm not sure, but what they say about Karmelo, he was well-mannered. He's never been in no trouble like that. He wasn't, that's what they say, he wasn't the bully type. That's what I'm getting from a lot of publications. Or he didn't start trouble, but, you know, it could be the case that it could be deception, but that's what a lot of people saying. But I don't know. But I didn't like this. And Vinny gonna tell you more. You made it more about your heartache when you can still look at them. It's diabolical, y'all. That was a little too much for me. Tell me I was clinical from watching the Carol read. No, that's true. She could have been gaslighting from the fact that her son murdered someone. It's a great point. But even if she was sincere, she shouldn't have made it about them. Right, Vinny gonna say it. Let me get to Vinny. This is the last one. Let me get to Vinny.
So I think what this illustrates is what we've been talking about, which has been the reaction to this case, the reaction to what happened between Austin Metcalf and Karmelo Anthony. And there's outrage on both sides, right? Absolute outrage. And here you have the mother of the defendant, the mother of the killer, whether it's justified or not, talking about what has happened to her as a result of her son killing Austin Metcalf. And again, even this reaction created another reaction to all this and then amplified everything even to a greater extent. But this is the reality of the tension that is in that community, the tension at the courthouse and the tension inside the courtroom. Let's continue to watch.
The claims that were used about the public donation to buy a home or anything else are completely false. We have not received a single dime from the Give, Send, Go fundraiser. And the co-founder has stated that clearly. In the reality, we were just notified yesterday that we could begin to withdraw funds. And it still takes several days to receive those funds once a request is made. I don't know why we are being targeted and discriminated against before a fair trial. Our son deserves the same rights under the law that everyone is afforded to. He's been raised in a two-parent home with structure, stability, love, and we put God first in everything that we do. We believe in the Constitution, we believe in the laws of this state, but those laws must apply to all of us, not just some of us. To be clear, we will not speak publicly about specific details of what happened under the tent on that rainy and awful day. There's an active investigation that everyone involved wants to be full and fair. We believe in the legal process, and that is where the truth will come out. For the family who experienced the loss, my heart truly goes out to you. To those who have supported my family, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We ask for your continued support, patience, and prayers as we navigate this difficult process. Thank you.
17-year-olds, right? When it's your child on trial, I understand the reaction. Your family gets death threats. I understand the reaction. At the end of the day, though, for Austin Metcalf's family, it's a much different situation. Their 17-year-old is not here. Their 17-year-old is dead. And now a jury must decide whether or not the killing of Austin Metcalf was justified or not. Thank you so much for watching.
It's justified or not. And through her statement, she said all the things she said. Then she waited all the way to the end to the family. And I think it was sincere to the family, right? But you waited all the way to the end of that speech. You was a me, my family. This is happening. That is happening. My husband had to take a leave. Like, that was too much. And that didn't sit right. With people. You have people who understood, say it's a traumatic situation. We should not get discriminated against. No, you shouldn't. But the evidence ain't presented, but the story is huge, and people just know that he was on school grounds with a knife. And that young man is deceased on the strength of him. Shout out to his earnest. Yup. But look. Excuse me. No, I'm going to worry about I did. Yeah. The stakes just got higher after the South Carolina verdict. Yeah, but I think it was the right verdict. God rest his soul, and I wish his family comfort. But being fair and unbalanced, I think it was the right move. I think he should have did jail time, but they should have went after manslaughter, and they didn't do that. Well, yeah, he had been in jail for 3 years. Yeah, he would have to serve about another year. Probably would have some probation. Yeah, you ain't lying, man, Gator, over her. All right, boy, this case is, man, I don't know what to say about this case. All I know is that guy, Karmelo, killed that guy right there. Now we got to find what's in between, like an Oreo cookie, right? And see what's right and what's wrong, like y'all see on there. I mean, the truth matters more than race. Like I say, I'm gonna keep saying this. I'm gonna look at shit. It's black or white when I'm covering. So I don't look at it, period. Right? I look at what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. That's how everybody should. When people be tripping, right? People be tripping. People be tripping. Y'all give me 1 second. And let me play this Pretty Cookie Blue Curtains. I gotta get some water. Y'all please stay with me if you can.
The wind hums low, a hollow refrain through cracked window panes. It calls my name. The clock ticks slow. Its echo stays. Each moment drags, then slips away. Blue curtains are hiding all my pain. Blue curtains are dancing in the rain. Blue curtains keep the shine far away. Blue curtains won't let me escape. The walls close in, shadows stretch along. Night wears a mask where dreams don't
belong.
A bird
once sang.
Now silent it lies. The sky holds no stars, just clouded sighs. The pain's a prison, the glass cuts deep. Eyes wide open, yet I can't sleep. Blue curtains are hiding all my pain. Blue curtains are dancing in the rain.
Shout out to the beautiful Pretty Cookie from Blue Curtains, and shout out to his Ernest. He said, how can Karmelo be murdered and dude just got off of shooting a kid in the back? You know, the evidence presented itself, right? I feel like the prosecution should have went for manslaughter, right? Why is a 14-year-old in possession of a gun? Why did the witnesses the prosecution brought to the stand change their testimony? I'm not saying Karmelo innocent or guilty. I'm not going to do that. I want the evidence to present itself. Right? I don't know. I didn't know now one of them young dudes, and God bless Austin Metcalf, so, right? But I want to see the evidence presented. Each case is different. Each county is different, right? And each state is different. So like I said, they should have went at the manslaughter with child. I think that was a huge mistake by them. Because the key testimony was Child's son. He said he had the gun pointed right at me. I had my hands up. And he had a gun. Like, it was, and this they were against. And then Child was out there, the ladies even said, giving mouth-to-mouth reciprocation, even taking throw up in his mouth and spitting it out, trying to bring him back. And like she said, every child is raised different. Those factors matter. It's true. It's true. It's true. Y'all, this finna be a crazy month. This finna be, I'm telling you, this finna be a crazy month or however long this trial take. Y'all get ready. And I hate to say that his earnings 93 is finna be crazy. I hate to say that, right? Like, we used to seeing injustice, right? But what you know, the shit is kind of normalized to us now, right? So I hope in this case, right, whether evidence presents itself, right, that it don't happen like that. Real talk, because like I say, I don't see color. I see what the evidence presents. Like I told you, I love beautiful women, all different flavors, and that's the truth. Should have seen them at the fight that night. Man, hold up. Trust me, it was fun that weekend. So, this, like I say, we know what we know right now. Karmelo Anthony killed Austin Metcalf. He did that. Don't look the other way on that. That's the truth. But his team is putting in a self-defense, right? So his team is going to have to prove that. It really got to, but Taylor made excellent points. Even you hear his mom saying it was a rainy day and stuff like that. Maybe this guy, Austin Metcalf, was a bully. Maybe Karmelo Anthony was a calculated, and I'm going to get this guy. Like, maybe that. It could play both sides, right? But it was a great point, Kayla say, you know, when you on a track team, everybody was under everybody tents. Right? That's true. It's young, like it's gone. And Kayla, you know, it's going to have to be powerful evidence. They're going to have to have some phenomenal evidence, right? To prove that this was self-defense. The defense, know it's the burden on the prosecution, but this case worldwide, everybody know, and the jury know now that he killed him. They know this is a self-defense trial. They know that. They asked him all the questions. Would you convict? Would you be not willing to give him a lot of time because he's young? Right. That was one of the questions, that they were saying they asked. Telling y'all, his defensive team better have some shit. And even with that, he got a knife on school ground. They gonna have to have some hell of a shit to know why he brought that there. They might have a paper trail. Like they say, young kids, when they see a fight finna go down, they pull out their phones. The evidence better show that. Or he won't just get a little time. I don't know if he'll ever see the light of day again on the outside. But if y'all ain't hit that like button, hit that like button. If y'all ain't sure, if y'all new to the channel, please subscribe. If y'all can support, y'all see the Cash App, Venmo, get your membership, right? Let's help get this channel booming. Salute to everybody. We're over 4,000 subscribers now. That is absolutely fantastic. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Everybody got a right to say how they say, feel how they feel. Around here. But I'm gonna let y'all know I love y'all to death. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. I see y'all soon. I do. Y'all know how I do. I'm on that bullshit again.
Let me tell y'all a little story about me. In the boxing world, my name is Mr. ILTBA. The acronyms for ILTBA is
Your day
Mr. Undeniable. Hold up. Mr. These boys can't touch me.
if you do. Bet I ain't got shit to prove. Who does go to? Lil' Bruce, smile sharp enough to choose. Bang, bang, right through your cool. Walking like a rumor with a pulse. Lip curl sweeter than your cold. My eyes say try me and you freeze like salt. Got your huggle. You wanted that smoke, I'm the whole damn stack. Got your huggle. Step up, I'll clear the room. You're daisy if you do. You're daisy if you do.
R-U-F.
All aces in my hand, better bag. Tongue sharp like a tag. Hit a